Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We have our player availability about to start. So we'll wait until all the media kind of join the room and we'll go from there. If you have a question, please raise your hand and we will get to you as soon as we can. Our first player guest today is Dylan Strome. Thanks, Dylan, for joining us. And we'll get right to it. Our first question today will come from Tracy Myers from NHL.com. Tracy, your line's active and you can go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, good to see you again. And just wondering if how the first 2 days have gone. It looks like, especially today, everything was really up-tempo for you guys.
Yeah, it's been good. Nice to get back on the ice with everyone. I think it was nice to get back to Chicago at the time I did and get a bunch of skates in before the main camp started. But no, feeling good. I think everyone, like you said, it was a high tempo skate and a little bit of bag skating at the end to get back in shape. And I think everyone's excited. So I'm feeling good, and I think a lot of the guys are as well.
Thanks, Dylan. Thanks, Tracy. Our next question will come from Mark Lazarus from The Athletic. Mark, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hi, Dylan. What extra precautions are you guys taking away from the rink to make sure that, nobody gets the virus in the next 2 weeks before you get to that bubble? Are you guys just basically locking yourself in your homes when you're not at the rink? I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think it's I think it's kind of on the player. I think you just got to do the right steps to be safe. I'm pretty sure everywhere I've been in Chicago over phase 2, you got to wear a mask inside. So I think that's the main thing where pretty much everywhere in Chicago you have to wear a mask indoors. So no, I think guys are. I'm not really sure. I think some guys will still be going out for dinner and stuff. But I think everywhere's I feel like it's pretty safe right now as long as you're wearing a mask and doing the right thing. So you got to take it upon yourself. I mean, I'm sure guys aren't going to be going to have some drinks at a bar or anything like that. I think it's just do the right things. You be safe and you wear your mask. And I think everyone should stay healthy. We're healthy guys, and hopefully we can all get through this phase 3 and get ready for phase 4.
Thanks, Mark. Our next question will come from Charlie Romeliotis from NBC Sports Chicago. Charlie, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Dylan. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I know you're one of the younger guys that hasn't tasted the postseason yet in your NHL career, and I know there won't be any fans in attendance for this series, but what's your excitement level on getting to play in these do or die games?
Yeah, it's awesome. You look where we were in the standings, and what may or may not have happened. If the season continued, but everything happens for a reason, I guess. And we're all excited. A lot of the young guys were talking a lot over phase 1 and phase 2, and we're all excited when this opportunity arose. I think we you got to look at the positives. When we had not a great shot to make the playoffs, we turned into almost being in the playoffs. So you got to win a 3 out of 5 series to get to the dance, and we're looking forward to the opportunity. We got a lot of experience in here and a lot of young guys that are fresh and ready to go. We're excited. We haven't had a taste of that yet, and hopefully looking to show what we can do. And obviously the Blackhawks have had a lot of success in the past 10 years, and hopefully we can get back there and see some of that again. I think we're all excited, and it's an honor to get the chance to play in the playoffs.
Thanks, Charlie. Our next question will come from Chris Bowden from WGN Radio. Chris, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, welcome back. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it. What were the 4 months like for you? I imagine you headed back home, and if so, did you find some ice time with the two brothers?
Actually, yeah, I headed back home. I think about 4 or 5 days after the season stopped. I was actually planning on staying in Chicago, and then everything happened so fast, and we heard the borders might close, so it was kind of like a scramble to get out of here, and I guess I'm happy we went back home. I got to see my family. My brother actually had a baby during quarantine. Well, not my brother, but his wife had a baby during quarantine, so got to experience that, and got to hold her for the first couple of times. It was awesome. So I got to see some family. I actually didn't skate back home. Everything's pretty locked down back home in Toronto in Canada, and I didn't find any ice. So I was doing a lot of rollerblading, shooting some pucks, playing some golf, working out with Paulie, doing the right things to get ready, and I feel pretty good, on the ice now. So I'm happy I did the things I did over quarantine, and happy to be back now. But no, didn't skate with my brothers. Just hung out, rollerbladed, played some golf. Like I said, worked hard and happy to be back.
Thanks, Chris. Our next question will come from Scott King from NBC Sports Chicago. Scott, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hi, Dylan. How important do you think it is that you guys have had these kind of tough practices the first 2 days? Because it's not normal camp, obviously. It's not the start of the regular season you're getting ready for. It's a chance at the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, no, I think the coaches had somewhat of a game plan coming in. I think we all kind of expected they were going to be hard practices, and they have been. They've been up tempo. We've been doing a lot of stuff. We did some power play today at the end. So, I think we're getting back into it, starting to feel good. Obviously, it takes a little while to get back with the full team and get feeling great again. But I think we're doing the right things to feel good about ourselves and about our game. And hopefully, I'm sure the practices are still going to ramp up even more. And obviously, every team's going through the same thing. So I've got to ramp it up, and I think the coaches are doing a good job of that. So. We got I think there's 11, 12 days left of practices in camp. So we're looking forward to it, and it's going to be a grind, but I think it's a good grind and for the right reasons. So we're all looking forward to it.
We'll now go to Scott Powers from The Athletic for a question. Scott, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, with the flat salary cap probably affects, guys like you the most whose contracts are up. Have you thought about it or had discussions with your agent with maybe the realities, just what you're hoping for the next contract might not be available? Or how does maybe the flat cap affect someone like you?
Yeah, it's an interesting situation. I guess you never really know what's going to happen. I try to leave that up to my agent to figure out. They feel like they do a good job and have a pretty good track record, getting contracts for players. But at the same time, it's an opportunity for myself now to prove myself, and obviously teams like winners. So you got to show what you're worth in the playoffs and the play-ins, I guess. So it's an interesting situation with, like you said, with the flat cap. But at the end of the day, it's hockey, and it may not be like previous years where the cap's been going up, but at the same time, you gotta show what you're worth, and you gotta show why the team should want you and should sign you. Obviously, I'm a restricted free agent, so hopefully that means I'll be back here. But at the end of the day, you don't know. You're looking forward to playing the playoffs, and whatever happens. You got to take it day by day and kind of worry about the playoffs. And I think some contract stuff will start after the playoffs. But you can only help yourself by playing well and doing the right things. So I'm going to try to have a great playoffs and hopefully take this help the team go far. And that's all I can really do.
All right, our last question here will come from Carter Baum from Blackhawks.com. Carter, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Dylan, I just wanted to get your thoughts as a younger player who's kind of been through a rookie season and going into a sophomore year. What have you maybe seen from some of those rookies like Kirby, Adam, maybe even Kubalik, of how they've been able to use this time and kind of not only get their bodies right, but coming back into camp almost going into, you could call it, their second season?
Yeah, it's I think it's something that everyone's kind of going through. It's kind of how you took care of yourself during the quarantine. Like I said, it's tough for rookies, but it's tough for older players as well. I think it has its benefits to both ways. Obviously those guys look good. Nylander, I thought it looked really good. He's quick. He's firing the puck. He's a lot of fun to play with. So lots of guys have been looking good, and I think it like I said, it benefits some guys both ways. So we'll see what happens, but those guys look good and they look ready and look hungry. So I'm excited to see what the young guys that haven't had a chance to play in the playoffs can do, and I think we're all looking forward to it, especially the guys, like I said, that haven't played in the playoffs. We're feisty, we're ready, we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, media, for joining us. And Dylan, we appreciate your time. We will pause for a second here and bring in Brandon Saad next. So please hang tight for a minute, and we'll be right back. Brandon, thank you very much for joining us. Media, again, if you have a question, please press the raise hand button, and we will get to you as soon as we can. Our first question will come from Scott King from NBC Sports. Scott, your line's active, and you can go ahead.
Hi, Brandon. Just wanted to see how you thought you guys matched up with the Oilers for the play-in series.
I think we match up pretty well. You know, it's something we haven't touched upon too much here at camp. It's more just about getting ready and focusing on what we can bring to the table. But I think everyone's looked pretty good in camp for the most part with staying in shape and trying to take advantage of getting the touches and reps in. But they have a good team. I know it's going to be a challenge for us, but I think for us, we're confident as a group, regardless of who we're playing, and just focus on what we can do to have success.
Our next question will come from Ben Pope from the Chicago Sun-Times. Ben, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hi, Brandon. How was the past few months for you during the pandemic? How did you stay in shape during that, and what was your family life like?
It was good, I guess. You know, it's tough, right? It's tough times for everyone. I was back home in Pittsburgh with my family, so I have a gym, fortunately, in my house there where I could stay in shape and train, and then showing up here to get some ice time there during phase 2 a little bit. But it's good and bad, right? I think you find the silver lining where it's tough times for everyone, but when you're not allowed to do the things that you usually do in your everyday life, it's definitely difficult. But then being able to spend time with your family, and especially with us, we're on the road a lot, where it's nice to kind of have that avenue and spend time with your family and enjoy that. So it was good and bad. I think you make the most of it and kind of do things that you're not used to doing all the time with having as much free time as you do. But yeah, it was a unique situation for sure.
Our next question will come from John Dietz from the Daily Herald. John, your line is active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon. I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are on if you guys don't have Corey for this play-in series, how much that hurts you guys. And we don't know, obviously, if he'll be back or not, but.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's kind of like the next man up mentality. We're confident in our group here. We got a lot of goaltenders chomping at the bit here to get that opportunity. So it's not like we have a shortage of that. There's guys that had some taste in the NHL, and I think are kind of ready to embrace that opportunity. So it's tough. Obviously, Crawford with a cup contending caliber to be out, and we're not sure when he's coming back. But like I said, it's kind of just that next man in line attitude where we're going to be prepared regardless of who's in net. It's just like during a season or during a playoff series, you're going to face injuries or things where guys can't go all the time. And it's kind of just that next man up attitude. And for us, it's playing our best to support who's ever back there.
We'll next go to Scott Powers from The Athletic. Scott, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon. Being friends with Andrew Shaw, what was your reaction to him announcing he's going to play next year? And I guess knowing him as well as you do, what are the last 6 or 7 months been like for him, maybe even weighing this decision?
Yeah, it's definitely it's a tough situation for him. You know, I feel for him being around him at the rink, whether he's rehabbing or certain things that he's doing. You can kind of see where his energy is lower when he has excitement, and it's a difficult situation. You know, it's a tough decision whether it's a life decision or hockey decision. He has everything going into play. I know he has 2 kids, so that kind of affects it as well. But for him to be coming back, that's great news. I was excited when we first got him back, and then you kind of see where I was just thinking about it the other day where we really didn't have much time together. Expect to enjoy the full season together and be able to be teammates and alongside each other. But when you get railroaded with an injury like that, it's not fun. So I feel for him, but that's great news that he's on the right track. He's feeling better, and I know he's excited to be back, and we're happy to have him because he's a great contributor to our team, not only on the ice but in the locker room.
Thanks, Brandon. Our next question will come from Josh Friedman from WGN TV in Chicago. Josh, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, you mentioned how everyone looks like they've been staying in shape. Just what does that say about this group that they took the off time seriously and didn't let their guard down, knowing that you guys would have a chance to come back hopefully later this summer?
Yeah, I think it shows a lot of character out of this group. I know we have a young team, but a lot of guys are excited for an experience like this where we're not sure if we would have made the playoffs. So to be in this situation, it's unique where guys don't want to waste this opportunity at all. A lot of guys had time to kind of reflect on the years they had to kind of prepare for this playoff. And now that we know it's happening for sure, I know, like I talked about, guys are ready to go. They're excited. You can see the energy. You do the best you can with the situation you're in, and the excitement couldn't be any higher for this group.
Our next question will come from Mark Lazarus from The Athletic. Mark, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon, piggybacking off Ben's question a little bit, you're one of the guys with a young family back home. Did you have any second thoughts about, potentially going into this bubble for an extended period of time? And what do you do to kind of make sure everything is safe for your family back home?
Yeah, it's tough. It's where everyone as a hockey player wants to play, but we've never faced situations like this. So you think about it a little bit, but at the end of the day, this is what we want to do. We want to play hockey. We want to compete for a Stanley Cup. But knowing that, I know the seriousness in this situation where you want to take all the precautions necessary. So I think the NHL has done a great job. And as players around here, I think everyone feels pretty comfortable and safe coming to the rink with how things are set up. So knowing that, that's something that makes you feel a little bit more comfortable. But it's definitely a tough situation leaving your family for who knows if it's 2 weeks, if it's 2 months, or it's different for every guy. So you just kind of respect everyone's decision. These are unique times for everyone. And but at the end of the day, you do the best you can, and you want to compete for a Stanley Cup. So couldn't be more excited about that.
We'll now go to Paul Sullivan from the Chicago Tribune.
Hey, Brandon.
Paul, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Brandon. Just for the guys that know what it's like to win a cup in Chicago, is it really kind of a different feeling going into this as underdogs this playoffs?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's the years that we were winning, we were kind of always talked about in the favorites. But for us, it doesn't really matter. I think just the excitement just to be here and have the opportunity. You see teams that are always not ranked the highest that win the cup. So the opportunity is there for everyone. And like I touched upon before, we're not sure if we would have had this opportunity. So older guys, younger guys, the excitement's through the roof to be able to embrace this challenge. And being the underdog, I don't think really affects us. It's just contributing and focusing on what we can to provide for a winning team. And that's going to be the goal here going forward.
Our last question will come from Carter Baum from Blackhawks.com. Carter, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Brandon, before the break, it seemed like you were really finding your stride in your game coming off your injury. I mean, really scoring goals, right up there with the best of them in the league. What do you feel like your game, where do you feel like you're at right now? I mean, the break's difficult, but do you kind of feel in a good spot, kind of having that finish to the season?
Definitely. I think anytime you could have success, that always breeds confidence. So I know it's been a few months here, but being able to contribute like that and score goals kind of at will there at the end, you're always feeling comfortable and confident. So yeah, that's a few months ago, but at the same time, mentally and physically, I feel ready to go. And I think that's the biggest thing coming into this playoff series, where it's not only going to be a physical challenge, but the mentality going into it where it's a unique situation. It's kind of unknown territory for everyone. So, but for me, I think having that clear headspace and feeling good going into the break and now coming back, I'm definitely confident in my game.
Brandon, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks, guys.
Media, if you could please hold the line again for a minute here, and we will get Kirby Doc in. Also, media, we will follow up soon with Jeremy Colleton. We'll have more details with timing there in a couple minutes. Kirby, thank you very much for joining us today. Second here, let's get you off mute.
Sounds good.
Kirby, all good. Thank you very much for joining us. Again, media, if you have a question for Kirby, please raise your hand and we will get to you. Our first question will come from Chris Bowden from WGN Radio. Chris, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, welcome back. I just want to get some of your thoughts on coming back and playing your hometown team, being in virtually your hometown, but then not being able to enjoy some of the fun that you might have if things were normal. What was some of your reaction to that?
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. Going home and playing those meaningful games. That's where we wanted to be at this time of the year, and I feel like our group's got a good chance, and we feel confident in our team to win. And hopefully I won't lose too many friendships over the series, but at the end of the day, we're here to win a cup.
Our next question will come from Ben Pope from the Sun-Times. Ben, your line is active and you can go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, continuing on that, do you think it'll be a disadvantage at all being in the Oilers' home arena for that series, even with the lack of fans?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, just them getting to practice in that rink time and time again, and knowing how the boards play and all that kind of stuff comes into factor. But like you said, there's not a lot of fans that are going to be there, so the noise won't be there. And I think for us that's a good thing. I mean, we have a lot of young guys that are going to experience playoffs for the first time, and that home crowd noise can really play a factor into a team.
Our next question will come from John Dietz from the Daily Herald. John, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, I was just wondering, how much different do you feel now than maybe 4 months ago? Like, are you stronger? Do you feel more confident on the ice? And just things like that.
Yeah, obviously, as you get older and more mature, you're going to feel stronger on the ice. And I think that was a big thing for me during this break, was to get in the gym right away and maintain my strength and try and add some size, and but at the same time not take away from my off ice game. So I feel like I was able to accomplish that, and kind of tweaked a couple things in my off season and started working with some new people that really helped me out.
Again, media, if you have a question, please raise your hand and we will get to you. Our next question will come from Paul Sullivan from the Chicago Tribune. Paul, your line's active and you can go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, kind of a weird question here, but have you guys talked about playoff beards? Or are you going to grow one yourself?
Yeah, I think I'll try one out. I don't know if I'll look any good in it. I think last year in junior I tried to, and it was pretty patchy, and it didn't look too good. But I mean, it's part of a playoff tradition, so I mean, I might as well give it a go.
We'll now go to Mark Lazarus from The Athletic. Mark, your line's active. You can go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, what's been since you've been in Chicago and now with Phase 3 started, what's the weirdest thing? I mean, just the way we're doing this right now is weird, but what's like the weirdest part of coming back to play right now? What's the most different that's just strange to deal with?
I think just not being able to go out. I mean, you got to go to the grocery store and all those normal things you're just so used to is kind of taken away from you. So I think just being smart about our health and our team safety and putting each other before ourselves and sacrificing those things you might want to be able to do while hanging out in the city. But you just got to be smart. I think that's would be the weirdest thing is kind of trapped in your own home.
Thanks, Mark. Our next question will come from Josh Friedman from WGN TV. Josh, your line is active. You go ahead.
Hey, Kirby, can you describe what the last 3-4 months have been like and what you were able to do, how you were able to work out, stay in shape, all that stuff?
Yeah, obviously when the season got shut down, I kind of took off back home right away and was able to work out pretty consistently. I have a home gym at home, so I was in there lots, and I wasn't able to skate for quite some time because all the rinks were shut down. But I think 3 or 4 weeks ago they opened up, so I was able to get out there 5 times a week and skate and feel the puck. So my summer was kind of normal in that regards, but I got to spend a lot more time up at the lake and kind of away from social media and all the stuff, and just be able to relax and be out in the water.
Our next question will come from Scott King from NBC Sports Chicago. Our next question will come from Scott King from NBC Sports Chicago. Scott, your line's active and you can go ahead.
Hi, Kirby. John touched on it a little bit in his question. We just kind of wanted to gauge where your confidence level is at now. You obviously got a taste of the league this year.
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, my confidence has always been high, and I know the type of player I can be on the ice, and it's my job to bring that consistent level of effort and play each and every night. So I think as a young guy, you try and learn as fast as you can, but there's going to be ups and downs and peaks and valleys, and you just got to be able to come back the next night and try and perform.
Kirby, thank you very much for your time today. We appreciate all the media questions, and we appreciate your cooperation.
All right, thanks, guys.
Media, if you could please switch over to the Jeremy Colleton link. We should be ready probably in about 5 to 10 minutes. So if you could click that link, and we'll let you in there, and we'll go from there. Thank you very much.
Relax. Reset. Rejuvenate. Go to a link right now to restart your life. TheRewindSports60.com. What are you waiting for? Hope to see you soon. The Rewind Sports 60.